Welcome to A Gallon of Questions. I'm Pat Gallen. On New Year's Day in New Orleans, a terrorist drove a truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street. He engaged in a shootout with police and was killed. 14 people died that day. Dozens more were injured. One of the people killed was former Princeton receiver Tiger Bech. His best friend, Ryan Quigley, was among those injured in that terrorist attack. Quigley is a Lansdale Catholic alum, and as you may have seen over the last few weeks, he's become a big part of the Eagles family. He was seen in New Orleans with the Eagles during their Super Bowl win, and the Eagles brought him along for the ride during the Parade of Champions. Here on A Gallon of Questions, we will talk with Ryan Quigley about the healing process, about his connection with the Eagles, and obviously what lies ahead, but also how he intends to lift up the name Tiger Bech for the rest of his life. This is A Gallon of Questions. My name is Pat Gallen. Here is our interview with Ryan Quigley. Ryan, thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate it. The first thing I want to ask you is how you're feeling, and what has the whole rehab process been like for you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I started rehab just about a month ago now, and I'm 5 weeks post-surgery of my ACL and meniscus. My meniscus was also flipped, so that delayed the rehab process a little bit. But I'm pushing my leg. I just started walking with crutches, or with one crutch, 2 days ago, and I'm feeling okay. I've been so focused on trying to get myself back physically that I haven't really been had the time to focus mentally and emotionally yet. So I'm doing well, and I have a great support system around me that's been showing me so much love and support that I'm extremely grateful for.
Can you kind of talk about all of the injuries you're dealing with, and some of you just mentioned the surgery, but what lies ahead for you physically speaking?
Yeah, so right after the accident on New Year's, I had severe muscle damage in my back. Luckily, I didn't break anything in my vertebrae or disc, but I had severe muscle damage that they thought I broke my back. I tore my ACL and my meniscus. I broke my fibula. I had major bruising behind both my legs. I had road rash all over my body. I broke my nose. I've had 2 root canals, and then I also had crazy facial lacerations that my face looked a lot worse than it does now.
What do you remember from that day?
I don't remember anything. I mean, I remember having a good night, and then I didn't see the truck coming, and I got hit. As soon as I got hit, I blacked out, so I wasn't in any pain, and I woke up in the hospital a few hours later. I was conscious on the street. I don't remember it, but I was awake, just in shock, and I was answering questions to the medic, and but luckily I don't remember anything, and I just remember waking up in the hospital and asking what the hell happened.
You just mentioned you haven't really had time to maybe process it. I recall you discussing, the difficulties in going back to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, and it's obvious, why that would be. But you did it. You overcame that. What did it feel like for you to overcome that hurdle, and what more do you think lies ahead for you there, as far as the mental side of it is?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be challenging moving back to New York, in reintegrating myself into a normal life, back to work, back to the gym eventually. Going back to New Orleans was tough. It was a tough decision, but I know my buddy Tiger would want me to be there, and it also felt really good. I mean, it was a roller coaster of a weekend in terms of the emotions that I felt, but it was very rewarding too, because I felt like going back, I was kind of taking my power back from this man that obviously did this evil act and took the life of my best friend. And I felt like going back even in a short time period after the accident, it felt really good to go down there, have fun, spread love and joy throughout the Super Bowl with our friends and the Bech family. And, we left on a positive note, end with a win from the Eagles. So it felt like we were, I was kind of taking my power back and not letting evil win, and, showing that love always prevails.
When you and I were trying to link up on this, one of the things you said to me was that you want to do whatever you can to honor Tiger Bech, to show the world what kind of person he is. For those that maybe haven't read a lot about him yet, that they might know, the story of what happened, but they don't know Tiger. What kind of guy was he? What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Tiger was full of energy. He brought positive energy to the room all the time. He always had a smile on his face. The phrase I've been saying is, you can't, that I learned from the Eagles is you can't be great without the greatness of others. And like they use that in terms of football, but like I use that in terms of like life. And Tiger brought so much greatness in other people's lives because of how positive he was. He was always in a good mood, and he was a person that like he went home and told his family he loved them, and he had this special quality. It was like an it factor that like everyone that he met, he made them feel like that they were his best friend and they were the most important person in the world. And like that quality is so rare. But he spread love everywhere he went in such a unique way. And I encourage others to live like Tiger, to like go to work, loving to go to work, to go to the gym, ready to dominate that workout. Go home, tell your families you had a great day, that you're excited for this week, and just like continue to like spread positive energy throughout your friends and family. And like, cause that's infectious. People feed off of positive energy. And I fed off, Tiger's energy the last 10 years. And, that's part of the reason why I feel like I have so much positive energy. And that's why it's so hard sitting on the couch all day. I'll tell you that much.
I can imagine. Yeah. Looking back to, when you played with Tiger, what memories stand out to you? Do you have any favorite moments? What was it like, in the beginning stages of your friendship?
Yeah, we first met on our official visit at Princeton. We both played football together. He was a stud receiver. He was like 5'8", 175, but like he was like a Lad McConkey on the football field. I mean, he was like he made DBs spin around and out of their shoes. He had, no business playing in the Ivy League in terms of his skill set. Like he could have played at any level. He was so skilled. I mean, his younger brother Jack's now at the combine right now and getting ready for the NFL draft. But he was a stud receiver, and we had a lot of great memories on and off the field. We won the Ivy League 2 out of 4 years we were there. We were 10-0, and our offense was like the best offense in Ivy League history in 2018. And he was a big part of that. And yeah, I mean we moved to New York. We lived together. We worked together. We went to the gym together. We got food together. We went to the barber together. I mean, we spent 24/7 with each other, and I feel like, while I'm missing like, my other half right now in terms of like, moving forward with life, I know he's like looking after me, and I've seen so many signs recently to know that like he's keeping me safe, and like, he's definitely the best guardian angel I could ever ask for.
What signs do you think you've seen recently?
Yeah, I've seen like he wasn't like the most religious person, but like after Jack had a really good game at TCU this year, he sent his family a Bible verse, and I was like, what? Like I didn't surprised he even knew one Bible verse. So like that was the verse at his funeral that we had on the funeral cards, and like all over down in Louisiana. And his sister's fiance, was taking me to my surgery, and his father has been a pastor for 20 years and uses this app that spits out like Bible verses every morning, and he reads them. And on the morning of my surgery, my knee surgery, I was super nervous about it, super concerned if everything's going to go well. And it was that verse on the morning of my surgery, and he hasn't seen that in his 20 years of using it. And that's just one out of, I mean, there's been hundreds. Like, I'm driving Louisiana, and his number was 7, and the whole theme has been like 7 to heaven. And, I look on the billboards, and there's just, 7 sevens across as a phone number. And I'm like, I'm driving from, Lafayette to Louisiana, and I look at this truck, and it's a big white truck with nothing on the side, and just like a little sign in the corner says "Fly Tiger." And I'm like, it's like a week after, everything happened, and I was just in shock. I mean, he's been so present. I've been seeing ads about like Freebird, which was his favorite song, and it's been playing all over, and it played at his funeral, and we didn't choose it. We still have no idea how Freebird came on, and it's just if I didn't believe in signs, or if anyone doesn't believe in signs, like I 100% believe now, and it's great to see that, he is so present and he's looking after us, and he's giving us tiger winks every day.
I know that you are close with his family. How are they doing right now?
Yeah, they're doing well. They're taking a vacation this week, just to be with each other, and they're doing okay. I mean, every day's different. Everyone's grieving a little differently as well. So
Sure.
just knowing that we're here for each other and that we have so much support from other people, friends and family, has been such a blessing. And we're trying to lean into the everything that we're grateful for and how much love we've been receiving, as opposed to focusing on being sad, because being sad is part of it, but it doesn't really, I'm taking the course of like, it doesn't get you anywhere. I know Tiger wouldn't want me to be sad. I know Tiger would want me to live life, and while I'm physically impaired and can't walk, I'm eventually I'll get there, and I know I'm gonna live every minute of my life in his honor.
Hey, Philly, this city overcomes everything. Say it with me. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I want to talk to you about the Eagles. Obviously, they play a huge role in your life. How far back does that go?
Since I came out of the womb, I grew up outside of Philly, Montgomery County, in a town called Lansdale. It's near like Plymouth Meeting and about 20 minutes from Villanova. And I think I was like Donovan McNabb for like my first birthday, or Donovan McNabb or Brian Westbrook for Halloween growing up a few times. And, I've always loved the Eagles. I mean, they've always been my favorite team. So to be a part of their journey throughout this whole playoff run has been amazing. And, I've truly witnessed that these guys are better people off the field than they are on. And, to be on the stage and, and speak with Saquon during the parade and look out and see 2 million people. And, it's, I feel like they're family and like they're great people. And I've been texting some of them, and they've made me feel like I'm like, like Tiger did, the most important person during this time. And like, that's just what life's about. And, if more people, took lessons from these guys on the Eagles, or like if they took one quality away from how Tiger lived life and they implemented it into their life, we live in a perfect world. And that's why I encourage everyone to live like Tiger, and to live like other people that do live like that, and just continue to spread love, because the more love we have in the world, and the better this place will be.
Sure. Totally agree. I know you had, and I know obviously it was tough to go back, but you mentioned how the Super Bowl, maybe there are some healing qualities in being down there. And obviously the Eagles come back with their second Lombardi trophy. What was that trip like from that perspective? Like, walk me through what you were able to do, being at the game, being at the stadium. What was that whole thing like?
It was surreal. I mean, being on the field during the national anthem and the ceremony, and the Bech family, their siblings were like the honorary captains for the coin toss. We met some awesome people down there. Some, at the, we got to meet the president. We got to meet the, like bunch of players like Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, a bunch of other NFL players like Zach Bryan, Pete Davidson, and just like, while like people look up to those people, it's just, I was like, while it's a pleasure to meet these guys, but like they were truly invested in wondering how we were doing. And, you don't see that everywhere, and you don't see that in a lot of people that are like, that are famous like that. But like, it just goes to show that like, we were surrounded by so much love and support by people that like truly wanted to see us get better. And that was helpful, especially being back in New Orleans during that time. It definitely helped in the healing process. And honestly, it was a big distraction to like put smiles on our faces during a time that was so dark.
How did it feel to watch that game? I mean, that was just, I don't know that I've ever seen a better Eagles game in my life.
I mean, what a beatdown, right? It felt good, man. It was awesome. Everyone was saying like, man, I wish it was a better game. I was like, I don't, man. It was awesome. I mean, what a freaking beatdown from start to finish. And like, after playing football my whole life, like I understand, like, they didn't blitz at all. I mean, the front four got to them, and I just was like, this is awesome. This is exactly how I would want it to go. And like, it was written in the script, like, on Cooper DeJean's birthday and Saquon's birthday, and like to be a part of their story. And like, I felt like Tiger was a present every second of the game. And like, I mean, what a beatdown. It was sick. It was sick. I was so hype.
Who was telling you that they wanted a better game? That must have been a Chiefs fan in your life.
Yeah, it was like people that like didn't care who won, or like my friends from work like, who just like wanted a good game. Like they were like, I wish it was a better game. And I'm like, hell no. I mean, that was exactly how I wanted that game to go. And honestly, it wasn't 40-22. That game was 40-6.
100% agree. That's how I remember it in my mind. 40-6.
40-6. Yeah, I'm gonna get a banner that says 40-6.
I agree with you. So then, they win, you come back home. A couple days later is the parade, and you are front and center. You mentioned it a little bit, but how did that whole thing happen? How did you end up with those guys on the stage?
That was the most insane part is I was supposed to be in like the seats with the friends and family, and I'm getting like escorted by one of the people in the art museums to my seat, and the buses start going by, and like Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, and Cam Jurgens saw me off the bus, and they were like, stop the bus, stop the bus. They got off the bus, and they grabbed me. They're like, he's coming with us. Like, he's not sitting there, he's coming with us. So they put me on the bus. They brought me to the back of the art museum. I went in the art museum, and then those three carried me down the stairs in my wheelchair all the way down to like where the podium was at the art museum. And then, I saw a bunch of the players. Obviously, they're all there. And Saquon looked at me and he's like, yeah, I'm not speaking unless you speak with me. And then so he helped me up out of my wheelchair, and I was just like along for the ride. I mean, but like it just goes to show, like, these people are phenomenal people. They're invested in, like, they know people look up to them, but like they're great people. And people, this world needs more people like that, looking out for others and taking care of people. And that's going to be my goal going forward, is to like look out for others. And how can I make a difference in this world? Because like that's what everyone should be thinking about every day.
So they carry you up there. Saquon and Kenny Gainwell was on the other side, I think, right? And was that like a blackout moment when they asked you to say something?
Yeah, I looked out, and while I should have been thinking about what I was going to say while Saquon was speaking, I was just looking out there like, oh my gosh, there's 2 million people in front of me. And it felt surreal. Like, I was a running back in college at Princeton, and to be up there like with Kenny Gainwell and Saquon, I felt like I was part of the running back crew again. I felt like I should have been in film or in the meetings watching film. But I was supposed to say like, this city is all about overcoming adversity. Instead, I just said, this city overcomes. And I totally blacked out with what I was supposed to say, and then I did an Eagles chant, which felt good. But it definitely didn't come out the way I expected it to. But you know what? You live and you learn, I guess.
I guess. Hey, there's always a chance we do it again. This team looks like it's pretty good, and they might be set up for the future. You think we might maybe next year?
Yeah, man. I want to. Let's do a two-peat, right? Just like the Chiefs. Soon. I was just talking to my old physical trainer at Princeton. And they were like, soon they're going to be calling you. They're going to be hating on you guys like they hated on the Chiefs and the Patriots.
That is true. People around the country would love to hate on Eagles fans.
Yeah,
but
and I would love nothing more than to people that hate the Eagles fans for winning.
Right? It would feel good after years of misery in this town. We've got it pretty good now. To all the people out there, you've mentioned how the Eagles have helped you along, and how the Bech family, how you've become so close. As you push yourself physically, as you push yourself mentally, I give you the floor here. What do you want to say to those people, the loved ones, family, friends, people around you that are pushing you? What's your message to them?
Yeah. Well, I want to say that I'm pushing myself in physical therapy. First and foremost, I want to get back to, a normal life, and I want to get back to 100%. God and Tiger gave me this gift to be alive, but to also be, have the ability to work towards getting to 100% again. And I'm taking full advantage of that. And once I am 100%, I know not to take advantage of, being able to walk and being grateful to, get up to go to the bathroom, or like to get up to get a glass of water, or like whatever it may be that like everyone takes for granted in the day because they're able to do it. you know, be grateful, live in the moment, don't think about the future. And you know, they call present a gift, and they call it a gift for a reason, because you know you're living in it. And I just encourage others to live in the present. You know, don't think about what you need to worry about down the road, because you know you never know what's to come in life. And you know, I just encourage others to, you know, to live like Tiger, spread love throughout the world, and you know, continue to put smiles on people's faces. And because even throughout this tragedy, I'm planning on doing the same. And you know, keeping a positive attitude is what life's all about.
Have they told you when you're going to get back in the gym?
I've been
How
back
soon?
in the gym doing upper body, I'll tell you that much.
There
But
you go.
no, I don't know. It's like a 9-month recovery, so you know, I'm like a month and a half out. And you know, right now I just barely started walking with a crutch. And next time, you know, maybe the next couple of weeks I'll ditch the crutch, and then you know, maybe a couple of weeks after that I'll start to, like, you know, start doing squats, or like start running a little bit. And you know, but I'll tell you, no one's gonna stop me from getting to 100%, because you know, I'm grateful to be alive. It's a miracle I'm here. And you know, I want everyone to live their life to the fullest, and I just encourage everyone to do that.
Ryan, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your story and Tiger's story as well. We wish you the best of luck with everything that is to come. We'll obviously be keeping up with you for sure.
Thanks, man. Go Birds.